Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Krystal and this is Bond Book Reviews, where we put out weekly bookish content. And today I have a special guest. This is Lareesa. You can find her at Instagram on For the Love of Wine and Books. And she is a local Newcastle bookstagrammer that I have met through that awesome platform. And today we are just going to talk all things bookish.
Yay, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited. This is so much fun. Every time we get together, we have so much fun talking books. And I figured, why not just make a video about it and share you with the world, because I have so much fun chatting with you. So I've got some questions here we're going to ask, and I hope I don't put you on the spot too much, but we'll go.
We'll see.
So the first is, what is one book or author you can't stand?
I don't really have an author that I can't stand. I've never found one that I've kind of gone, oh, I don't like your writing, I don't like what you're writing about, I don't like the story, don't like the characters.
You're
never.
so lucky.
Like, I have had books that I haven't liked and writing styles that I don't necessarily love either, but that's just because it's not my thing. It doesn't mean it's not somebody else's thing.
Yes.
So, you know, I would just DNF it, maybe. Or then just go, you know what, it's not my thing.
Not for me, not for me.
Yeah, but I don't look too much into, you know, that kind of stuff anyway. So
that's fair enough.
I don't have one that I hate, no.
Okay.
And I don't like to slam authors.
I feel really bad doing reviews of books I don't like. I always make sure that I'm kind in my negativity, because a lot of
constructive.
Yeah, because a lot of effort went into that book and a lot of time, and you know, we're all creators ourselves and we put all this stuff into.
And imagine if somebody come on and just said, "This is so crap. Why did you do this?"
Exactly, you would tear you to shreds. So I mean, I will happily say to people that I know that book was terrible and X, Y, Z, but I won't put it on a public platform where everyone's going to see it and tag the author. Yeah, that's just low blow. Okay,
what's one of yours then?
One of mine? Oh God, I don't know. Now you put me on the spot. I need to be the one. Okay, sorry. No, that's fine. A book or author that I can't stand. I don't think I have a particular author I can't stand, but there have been a couple of books that I just have read and been like, this is not for me. There is one author I decided that I'm just not going to read any more of their books, because I tried a couple and just decided it just wasn't for me, and that was Leanne Moriarty.
Okay.
I can see why she's popular. I can see why people love her books, but I personally just can't stand the way that she writes her characters and the way that there's that much drama. So I mean, I wouldn't say that I would never, ever read any of her books again. I just wouldn't choose to pick them up. But if I was like sitting down and it was the only one available and I wanted to read something, I'd read it. And the plot lines are always great because they do make really good TV series and things like that. But
I haven't read any or watched any of hers. At all.
You should watch Big Little Lies. I DNF'd the book, but I loved the TV series.
Right. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Because generally it's the other way around.
Yeah. All right, next question. What fictional character would you be best friends with?
I'd be best friends with so many.
I know, there's so many good fictional characters.
But if I had to choose one, I'd probably choose Bryce.
Oh, interesting choice.
I loved her. Absolutely loved her. Like, that book was my favourite book from last year.
Yes. And
she just blew me away, her character.
I am reading it at the moment, so hopefully I love her just as much. We'll see.
I hope so. Because I do.
It has so much high pressure now.
And everybody who hasn't read it, I'm like, you must read it. Read it. And if you don't like it, we need to speak.
Yes.
We need to have good words. And I need to know why.
As I'm speaking, I will be like, as I'm reading it, I'll be like, and I'll just be like messaging you the whole time.
I hope so.
All right, if someone was going to write your biography, what author would you choose?
I would 100% choose Colleen Hoover.
Oh, yes.
She would 100%. I love everything that she has ever written, and I really think that she would do my life justice.
Yes, I think she would. For me, I think Colleen Hoover would do a great job for you, but I personally would probably pick Christina Lauren. Because I think that they could make life and fun of the situation for some of the shit situations I've been in.
Yes.
And some of my past like relationships and things that are quite funny stories. I think they could really make it.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably them.
I haven't really had a lot of like past relationships and stuff like that either. Like I've been married for a long time. I've been with my husband for a long time. So, but I'm a very emotional person. I feel like she's a really emotional writer.
Yes.
I feel like she would absolutely nail my life story.
Oh, she'd write a life story that would make everybody bald.
Like, absolutely,
you could have
she
the best
would.
life in the world. She'd write it. She'd still you'd cry happy tears.
Absolutely, she's amazing.
Oh yes, yes, I agree on that one. All right. So, what was your last 5-star read?
My last 5-star read was Punk 57.
Oh, I didn't see you posted that. The cover looks stunning.
Have you not read it?
No.
I don't know why it grabbed me so much. I really like the story. It was really like addictive.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way that she writes it, the way the chapters end. I had to keep going. I listened to it as well, and the narration was really, really good. It was like a boy and a girl because it's dual POV. Yeah. So I really liked that aspect of it. But the whole story I just loved.
So what is it about?
It's about a boy and a girl. They're from different schools and they go in a pen pal program when they're like 14, and they write backwards and forwards. So they're a boy and a girl. They were meant to be a boy and a boy, boy and a boy, but her name is Ryan. So the teachers got it confused.
Yes.
So it ended up being that it was a boy and a girl. Anyway, they become like their crutches, and they just use this pen pal as an outlet. And they've never met. They vowed to not, follow each other on social media and stuff like that. So they don't know what each other looks like. And then they meet. But
oh my God, I need to read this so much.
But Ryan doesn't know who Misha is. But Misha knows who she is. And he doesn't exactly love what he sees, right? And then all this stuff happens. And then he sends himself on this mission. So he just falls off the face of the earth. She keeps writing to him. He doesn't write back. And he just falls off the face of the earth. But then he puts himself on this little mission, and he ends up in her hometown going to her school. So, but it's just nuts. And the bullying and the little hidden messages that are in this book, I just loved it because I related when I was growing up and everything like that, things that happened to me in school and stuff, and it was just
sounds awesome.
It really, really was. And but it's a very adult book. They are in school,
but it's adult.
But it's adult content.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's Penelope Douglas.
Yeah.
So have you read any of her books?
No, I've heard of her, but I haven't read her books.
Well, they're very explicit.
Okay.
Where the sex scenes are concerned.
I need to read it even more now.
But they are only 17, so I guess some people can find that not good.
Yeah.
But it didn't bother me at all. I really liked it. Awesome. But they did stay. I think sometimes when people are writing about people in school, they make the characters too old. Yeah. They stayed very true to that age. They were really all over the place kind of characters. Yeah. Some people might call them inconsistent. I didn't. I just thought that's just how teenagers are. They're very emotional, backwards and forwards all the time. I just really, really liked it.
You've sold me on it. I'm going to totally add that to my TV.
I hope you like it.
Pressure's on.
It's so nerve-wracking when you say, yes, you should read this book, and then they don't like it.
I've done that many times. It's fine. But yeah, to people, I'll be like, this book is amazing. And then they'll read it and they're like, sorry. Or I've had people gift me a book because they loved it so much. And for my birthday, I got The Night Circus from one of my friends on bookstagram. And she said, I hope you love this as much as I did. And I didn't. I almost DNF'd it and wasn't a fan, but I gave it 2 stars, 2.5 stars. And I felt so bad putting up my review. I had to put an apology within the review to her, being like, I'm so sorry that I didn't like it and you gifted it to me. But I found someone who really wanted a copy of it, and I was able to pay it forward and pass it. So it wasn't a complete waste, but I just felt kind of bad. Yeah. So that the watchers can get to know you a little bit more. Why don't you tell us 5 fun facts about yourself?
Fun facts?
Facts. Fun facts. What have you come up with?
Well, I don't want to do anything boring. I do pole dancing.
Oh, that's a fun fact.
I love it.
Yeah.
My daughter does it as well, or she does aerial like gymnastics, and that's how I got into it. So she does silks and hoops, but they do pole dancing there as well. So I do pole dancing and I do Zumba. I love dancing. I danced like growing up as well, but you know, since being an adult and having family and kids and stuff like that, I just didn't do it as much. But now I'm back.
Yeah, I always wanted to dance during like school, but where the dance class was 30 minutes from my school, and it started at like 3:30. So there was no way for me to be able to make their time, and they were so strict that if you didn't show up on time, they didn't let you in the class. So that's no fun. Didn't go dancing, which was fine. I mean, I just dance around my house now instead.
Yeah, I do a lot of that.
Alright, fact number 2.
I have 3 kids.
Nice. Ages?
10, 8, and nearly 3.
Ooh, keeping you busy.
Absolutely. I don't know.
It's always funny when you do like those meet the bookstagram posts. You sit there and you're like,
oh, they take me forever.
How many facts? Like, because you have all these facts, you're like, people don't want to know that.
No, like, no one cares about 3 kids.
Okay.
I am absolutely petrified of sharks.
Really? Have you seen Jaws?
Yes.
And
multiple times. It's a favourite movie. I love it.
Is it why you're petrified of sharks?
I don't know.
Okay. So are you so petrified that you just don't like swimming in the ocean?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. When I was away though, maybe I'm getting like less worried in my old age, but I actually went in the water when I was away. Yay. And I haven't done that for a long time. I remember back in the day, if I got in the water, deep water especially, where I couldn't touch, like I jumped off a boat once and I had a panic attack.
See, my fear is being out in the middle of the ocean, not being able to see the land.
Oh my Lord, have you seen that Adrift?
Yes.
I watched it while I was away.
Anthony and I watched it.
I bawled my eyes out at the end.
Yeah.
Did you cry?
Yeah.
Oh. But anyway, that was hectic.
Yeah. I can do it. Okay, so you're afraid of sharks. So I used to have like a severe fear of clowns. And it's because I watched it when I was too young.
I've never seen it.
It's not that bad now. Like if I was to watch it now, I'd be like, oh my God, why did that scare you? But because I watched it as a child, like it ruined me. So to this day, I still am not a huge fan of clowns. Like I don't want them near me. And like if there's a photo of one, I choose to just kind of like look away. Like if there's movies with them in them, I'm just like not interested.
Clowns are not as popular these days as what they used to be. Like I don't know anyone who gets a clown for their birthday parties anymore.
No, but like I can only go to like Cirque du Soleil because their clowns don't look like clowns. But if I go to
That's
like
amazing,
a normal
though.
circus, I'll never forget. I went to a circus once and this clown like came up into like the bleachers with us and was like full like
a horror movie.
It was terrible. I'm sitting there just like, don't come in, don't come in. It's like they could sense my fear and they're just like, he came all over to me. Like,
she looks scared. I'm going to approach her.
It was terrible. I still have nightmares about it.
Jurassic Park is my all-time favourite movie. Love it. And I've got the book, but I haven't read it.
Have you read the book?
No, it's on my shelf.
Yeah.
But
the book is very, very different though.
Oh, right.
But good, different.
Yeah. I've heard that, the first bits can be a little bit draggy and a bit boringish, but once you get into the park, I've heard that that's where all the action happens.
What a cool all-time favourite movie. I can't pick an all-time favourite movie.
It's hard, isn't it?
Maybe 10 Things I Hate About You.
I loved that movie.
Finding Nemo. Like, there are 2 movies that I can just, like, watch back to back to back to back.
I watch Finding Nemo a lot.
Yeah.
So, it's not my favourite.
The joys of having 3 kids.
Like, I loved Frozen when I first seen it. The first time.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's bad. Oh, good one. Do you have any accounts that inspire you? So you're a bookstagram account. Do you have any accounts that inspire you?
I have so many that I just love. I love yours. I think you were one of the first people to follow me and that I followed, and you're like the OG.
Yeah. Because I don't know how we found each other. It was like something to do with like we both had a book club and
I can't even remember.
I don't even remember. I just remember seeing that someone who followed me that was part of a Newcastle group of 4 girls that got together and read, and I was just like, I need to be friends with this person.
Well, thanks.
And then like, yeah, it just grew from there.
I've met so many people on Bookstagram, many, that I talk to like daily.
Oh yeah.
Like Bridie from Books Pretty.
Yes. She's
like, I love her. So she's one as well. Her. There's a girl that I follow that I'm not friends with, I wouldn't say. Like, we don't talk on the reg or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I love her page and I love her content.
Yeah.
Live 1,000 Lives.
Ooh, I haven't seen much of her stuff.
Her name's Jenna. She's amazing. She's from, like, she lives in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And she's just, I don't know what I like about her, really. She just is really, really fun, and she sings, and she's what I would aspire to be like.
Yes. To me, I was like that with Shelf Love, Ashley from Shelf Love.
Yeah.
I literally would wake up every morning and her post would always be like the first one I saw, because like, I don't know why, the algorithm just
you engage in it a lot.
to see it.
Yeah.
And so I would wake up and just be like, oh, another Shelf Love post. That was made me just feel happy. And then like, she's so organized in everything she does in her life. So yeah, she definitely is an inspiration, because her page is just so crisp and whatnot. But I get very inspired by the ones that have like those big like rainbow shelves and like awesome like flat lays and things like that.
See, I'm the total opposite to that. Like, I do like those, but I tend to sway more towards the less organized and less, aesthetic, less kind of, not the little man, but like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone who's more on my level rather than, because I can't compete with them. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, and it doesn't, like, follow count or anything like that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. But
you just hit 2,000. You should be excited.
I know. I just like I was really happy about that.
Yes.
And it makes all your hard work like go, oh, it's not going unnoticed. Like, people like it.
Exactly.
Or do people just think I'm an idiot? Like,
no, either way, they want to stay.
True. Although you lose a lot these days too.
Oh, I feel like it's a constant fluctuation. You just have to not play the comparison game. Like,
absolutely, because it can really get in your head.
Yes. Okay.
Yep. Another one. I'm a part of like a couple of book clubs that are just full of Instagrammers, and I like all of them. Yeah. But I'm good friends with 2 girls from America as well. Rose Gold Bibliophile is one of them, Ali, and Ashley Always Reads.
Yeah. I've seen their pages, but as I said, I don't interact with them.
I love them. They're like my romance gurus.
Nice. See, we interviewed a couple of Americans on our podcast this week, and I had like admired them from a distance and been like, they look like really cool people. Yeah. And then we interviewed them because Courtney, the host, was able to be like, hey, you want to be a part of this? And I literally was like, we're best friends now. Like, you are stuck with me. I am not going anywhere. And we've been DMing ever since we stopped recording, and it's been awesome. And I'm just like, you're no longer admiring me from afar. Now I can be like a part of your little environment.
Well, see, most of the bookstagrammers that I really like and that inspire me, I suppose, it's not because of their pictures, it's because of what type of person they are.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I find like, even though some of the ones that have got 30,000 followers and stuff like that, the pictures are amazing, but you can never engage with the person. So, and I get that. They would have so many people. So yeah, so I totally understand. Yeah. And even though it would be nice to have that following, it would be too much work, I think. And I wouldn't be able to engage with my followers like I want to, because I want a personal kind of touch. But
there is a couple of big Instagrammers that I find still interact a lot, as much as they can, obviously. But I think it's maybe because I've known them before they got that big following, or I like them because of that big following.
I like Jodie.
Yeah, like Jodie from because or Nurse Bookie. Like, I started following her when she had about like 10,000 followers, and now she's almost at like 50K.
Wow.
But she was one of my OGs. Like, I interacted with her, and she really showed me a lot. So I definitely. And her photos are not like over the top crazy photos, but they just look succinct together, and she interacts so much with so many different people. Yeah. That people just watch it grow and grow and grow.
I'll just mention one more.
Yeah.
Victoria from Head Full of Wonders. She's one of my OGs as well.
Yeah.
So she is the most beautiful girl you will ever meet. And she's like my number one fan.
I feel like I need to like meet some of these people. Like
she's from Mexico.
Group chat so we can be like, hey.
She's from Mexico.
Yeah.
And I just love her. And her pictures are beautiful.
Yes.
Like so beautiful. I don't feel like she gets the recognition that she deserves for her pictures.
Like that.
Yeah. She's a fantasy. Like I've got all different like genres of people. Yes, because I like to read all of it. Exactly. So, but she's like the fantasy kind, my fantasy girl. So yeah, absolutely love her, and she always just puts so much effort into being my friend, and I love it.
Yes, I love people like that. That's so good. So your page, you show your face a lot in the photos, and you show very much the person behind the book. What made you decide to do that, and what is your photo taking setup?
It was never really a decision how I was going to, set up my page. It started out as a book club page with 4 of us that were in a book club, but life and everything like that. I was kind of the only one who was at the point where I could upkeep it, I guess you could say. And, I wasn't really that active at the beginning just because I wasn't sure how much input I could put in without the others putting input in and stuff like that. So, and then they were just like, go for it, girl. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go for it. Yeah, too. And I think that I put myself in it because I like when other people do that. Yeah. I like to see the face behind who's doing it. I like human interaction. Yes. I love all of that kind of stuff. And I'm not shy. I don't know. When I do a flat lay, say, I do not like it as much as when I take a picture with myself in it. I like to use myself as a prop. Yeah. And I have no idea why. Maybe I just love myself sick. I don't know.
You have some awesome style though. Like I see your outfits behind the book and I'm just like, oh my god, I want that outfit.
Really?
Yes.
I think that about you too. I think numerous times I've said to you, where did you get those pants? And I love your pants and I love your top.
Most of mine are op shop buys or like AliExpress shirts that took like 60 days to get here but worked the way I'm the cheapskate that's like, how can I get this as cheap as possible?
I am too. Like, absolutely, I do not spend a lot of money on clothes. Never have.
This is my friends. We spend a lot of money on books.
Kmart's my favourite shop.
Love Kmart. Yeah.
But there's no real reason why I put my face in it. I want people to know me. Yeah.
I definitely find that like now I'm getting to the point where I have quite a few new people following me, not like a lot, but whenever someone follows me, I find myself going, I can't follow everyone back, otherwise I won't be able to interact with people.
I'm the same at this point.
So I always judge them, this sounds really harsh, on not their photos, but who they show. Do I look at a person and go, I might look at like a couple of their posts and see what they talk about and be like, do we have anything in common? Yeah. But I can't just look at you and go, okay, we like the same books, let's be friends. Like every time. Otherwise, pretty much everyone that follows me, I'm going to end up following back and then I've got no interaction with the people that I want to interact with.
That's
because
right.
If you follow back all these people, the people that you do want to see don't show up in your feed anymore. And it just gets really hard.
Well, I just wanted to be a part of the community and I felt like putting myself out there was going to make me a better part of that community. Whereas if I just put up pictures of the books, they're beautiful and some feeds are just full of books with no heads. Yeah. I'd still love them. But I don't know, that's just what I wanted to do.
When a photo of yours gets posted, I instantly know it's a photo of yours.
Yes.
Like I don't look at that and go, ooh, whose photo is that?
Yeah, I've got to read it.
I see a photo and instantly know it's yours.
Yeah. And my husband, he's like, every time I do photos, I'm like, oh, this one I'm in, but this one I'm not. He goes, or if I cut my head out, or something like, or I've got my head in a picture. James always says to me, no, everyone wants to see your pretty face. Oh, okay, I'll put that one up. He can be.
He's so cute. I asked you before, you would write your biography.
Yeah.
Would you ever write a book yourself?
Yes. I am writing one.
Really? Tell us more.
I started it so long ago, but I've got a very busy life. I've got 3 kids. It's very hard to find time to write and read and do bookstagram and look after 3 kids. So I get it in when I can, but it's a contemporary romance. And I'm kind of, Colleen Hoover is definitely my inspiration.
Yes.
Because as I said, I'm an emotional reader, I'm an emotional person, so I wanted to, you know, try and be an emotional writer.
Yes.
I've got about 30,000 words.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm aiming at maybe about 60, 70, maybe. I don't know what the going rate is for like first authors and stuff, but there's a cap, and I think for a romance, I think it's about 60,000 words. So I would say it's just first draft at the moment, but it's very hard to write a book. I thought it was just going to be easy, like, let's just start writing, just slap some stuff down. Oh no, it's so much harder than what you think.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's really hard to put your words down because if ever one day, that's the dream, it gets out there, I'll be judged. I read books. I'm like basically judging everything.
If you put that book out there and everyone judges it the way that you judged your favourite book.
That's true.
And that's the thought that they have.
I know, but that's just, you know, personal insecurities, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just going with it at the moment, seeing what happens.
Awesome.
It's a project.
Well, I'm definitely keen to be one of your initial readers.
You're on the list.
I'll totally tell you what it's. I'll give you an honest opinion. The thing is, if I didn't know you, I'd probably be like, yeah, it's great, regardless. But because I know you, I know that you probably want me to give you honest feedback.
And that's what how I'm going to choose my betas. I know like people who will actually tell me without just going, oh yeah, that's good. And then behind my back, you're like, that was crap.
See, I've never been one to read a book and judge it wholeheartedly on the way it is written.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I don't read it and be like, oh my god, there was terrible punctuation and that should have been written with this and this should have been described more and this character was written like that. I just read a book and enjoy it as a whole.
Yes, I do too.
But when I read a book as a beta reader, I probably read it a little differently. Like I judge it a little more. But it's not...
Because that's your job. That's your job as a beta reader to really like dissect it.
Exactly.
But when I actually sit down and read a book, I don't dissect anything. So
I'm
when you
just
say that, I
grateful
don't hate any author.
Yes. I'm just grateful the 2 books I've had to beta read for I've absolutely adored, so I haven't even had to try and lie.
Is that one, is it Nikki something? Nicole?
Yeah. Nicole Reeves.
Is she one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one is Shauna McDowell. Sorry. Shauna McDonald. And she writes this romance series that is based around the 4 Clover brothers.
Okay.
Good romance if you're looking for one.
Okay.
I'll tell you about it when we're done. Speaking of, are you an ebook or a physical book reader?
I'm a physical book reader.
Yeah.
I love holding a book in my hands.
I know. I feel like I read quicker when I'm reading an ebook.
I do too.
But I prefer a physical book.
I like the feel of it.
Yeah.
I like sitting down with a book. I like flipping pages. That's just a weirdo thing probably, but
no.
I like flipping pages. And I don't like the light from...
The only reason why I like my ebook is because Anthony goes to bed at like 8:30 and I'm like, well, I want to read, so I guess I'm going to read my ebook. So I usually have an ebook and a physical going at the same time, and then sometimes an audiobook, so then I can kind of do it in different situations.
I can do multiple books, and I will generally have an ebook and a real book, and then maybe even an audio. I've only just gotten into audio like at the end of last year.
Yeah.
Like I've done maybe 4 audiobooks. Yeah. Ever.
I love listening to the audio as I read the physical. People think I'm so strange for doing that, but I love it.
I did that with Akawar.
Yeah.
And I didn't do it with The Court of Mist and Fury. That was a reread for me. So I listened to it and it was really good. I really liked listening to it. The narrator was really good. But then I was like, I had the book for Akawar, so I was like, oh, I'll try this whole reading with the book thing. And it was really good.
I love it. It's like someone's reading it to you, but like you've got the reference in front of you. So I love it because I can put like the audio faster than I normally would because I put that reference to look back on as well.
Yeah.
Next is most anticipated reads for 2021.
I'm really, really keen for A Court of Silver Flame to come out.
Yeah.
That is
What are your
the
thoughts
little
on the
snippets.
cover?
Well, I've got the original covers
Oh,
for
okay.
my other books,
So
and now I can't get A Court of Silver Flame in that cover anymore.
Yeah.
I know people who have bought the hard copies and then they're going to get a dust jacket made to match their series, but I'm a bit of a matchy girl.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get out of that. I'm also going to treat this as a new series because it's not Feyre anymore. It's Nesta and Cassian, what's meant to be Nesta and Cassian's book. But some of those little spoilers, not spoilers, but snippets that are coming out, dying.
Yeah.
I need it. I cannot wait for that to come out.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't think there's anything else in the pipeline that I'm kind of really, really looking forward to.
Yeah.
That's the main one that I can think of.
I had like a few that I'm really excited for, which is like Empire of the Vampire by J. Krystal.
I've never read J. Krystal.
Oh, you need to change that. If Krystal Pick comes up on Pickpong, you are reading a J. Krystal novel.
Which one? Because I've seen a few.
I think I would give you a Lumine.
Oh, yeah.
He did that with Amy Kaufman, so it's a 2-author thing.
Right.
But I would highly recommend if you can get the audiobook.
Okay.
Listen to it with that because it is amazing.
Right.
But also Aurora Rising is very good too.
I haven't read that, but that's on my list.
Yes. They would probably be the two. I haven't read his Nevernight series, so I would probably actually recommend that to you as well. So Craft of Stars is releasing a J. Krystal exclusive box and I am so excited.
I do not have any book boxes and I've never ever got one.
I have only ever got one, which was my Once Upon a Book Club book box, which I
That
got
was awesome.
because I was a rep. It was like, I was so stoked for that. And then I've just signed up for the Fable Crate book box, which I'm like a influencer for. And I'm so excited for that because I love everything that Rise does. Like Rise Candles is amazing. But yeah, I saw that Craft of Stars doing this exclusive box with in collaboration with J. Krystal. Like he's personally signed off on all of the items that are in it, and I'm just like, I need this in my life. I don't care how much it is. And it goes on sale. I have like a gathering on Friday night, and it goes on sale Friday night at 8 p.m.
Excuse me for a moment.
Sorry guys, it's gonna go this.
I have to get it. I have to get it.
So the good thing is the people that are coming will totally understand. Yeah, because they understand my obsession with J. Krystal.
And if they don't, then they're just gonna have to get over it.
Yeah, they're just gonna have to talk amongst themselves. So, where is your favorite place to read?
I love reading in bed.
Oh, okay.
But I find as I'm getting older, I fall asleep.
I know, right?
But so I just read on the lounge.
Yeah.
I can't read outside.
Really?
I find it so hard to read outside. Maybe I'm a bit whimsical, I don't know, but birds, mute noise and stuff like that, I stop and I listen to that. And I get so distracted, not because it's annoying, but because I like listening to outside noise.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't read outside, I get too distracted.
That's good.
But I can sit and read in my lounge room while I've got Frozen on the TV and the kids are fighting. Go figure. Because I can shut that out really
There's
well.
certain reasons you just learn to shut out.
Yes, but then when there's beautiful birds and nature and stuff like that, I
probably
sit there and I'm like, oh, this is nice to look at. I just get too distracted by
It's
it.
probably because you're used to the chaos of having 3 children. So when you're in the quiet, you're like, I'm just gonna have this quiet moment.
Yes, you're probably right. I've never really thought about it that way, but yeah, mate, I can read anything in front of the kids and while there's house noise going on, but outside I can't do it. But so bed is my preferred. I love laying in bed, reading a book. Feels more comfortable. But and I get sitting in one position. It's hard.
No, I move around all the time when I'm reading. I'll be in this position and then 4 pages later I'll swap over to this position.
Yeah.
But I only got this couch a week ago. And I have literally lived on it with my books ever since.
Do you sit here?
Yeah. I specifically got a chaise lounge for that reason. So that I had a reading spot. But Anthony came in one day and I was laying diagonally across this. So that my book was sitting on the end of the chaise. And I was just laying there and he's like, I love how you buy a couch and then sit on it in the most unergonomical way possible. Life of the reader.
It's not meant to be subtle like that.
Yes, exactly.
Have you seen that meme where that girl, she's reading a book and she keeps moving around, she's like, and she says she's going to have to see a chiropractor after it? Yes. Hilarious.
It's so real. So I've got 2 more questions for you, and then we're going to have some fun, and we're going to play Pickpong.
I'm so excited to play Pickpong.
We're going to pull out my TBR game, and Lareesa's going to have a couple of throws.
I haven't played beer pong in a very long time.
We'll see how she goes. And yeah, she's going to pick one prompt to help pick one of her February books to read.
I don't put together TBRs, just so you know.
Yeah.
So it's going to be my only one.
That's fine. That's fine. It's all good. It's actually fun to only have like one to read. And whatever you pick, maybe I'll have to try and buddy read it if I've got it and fit it on my February TBR.
That would be fun.
We'll see.
Love a buddy read.
If you could interview any author, who would you choose?
I'd probably choose Sarah J. Maas
Mm-hmm.
because her mind blows me away.
Yeah.
How she can think of all that stuff, and it's really, I know a lot of people don't like her, but I love her, and I don't know how she comes up with it all. It'd definitely be a fantasy writer.
Yes.
And she's my favourite, so.
I'm surprised you didn't say Colin Hoover.
Well, I would like to interview her,
Yeah.
but when it comes down to like it's different. Like I get blown away by people's imagination.
Yes.
And I feel like Colin Hoover, it's really emotional kind of stuff, human kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that's not human blows my mind.
Yes.
I cannot fathom how you come up with that. And I think that's why, like, Crescent City and her books and that fantasy kind of stuff, even though it's not my go-to preferred genre, like I love it when I read it, but it blows me away every time. I'm like, how did she come up with that?
Yeah.
And I'd love to pick her brain.
Yes.
And just go, what were you thinking when you did this? Like, tell me, because I need to know.
I would love to interview Jay Krystal, but I think I would have a panic attack if I ever sat down with him. I wouldn't know what to ask him. I'd just sit there and stare. He's a lovely guy, and I've watched all his lives and stories and whatnot, and I'm sure he would be more than great at making me feel comfortable, and we'd have a banter by the end of it. And I'd have to have pre-planned questions, because otherwise I would just go mentally blank. But I'm really excited. I actually get to interview Jack Heath.
Oh, do you?
Yes. So
I haven't read them yet, but I know you loved them.
I love the series. They're a little bit quirky, a little bit interesting, and I think that's why I'd love to talk to him about it, is because he writes middle grade stories. That's what he was originally kind of in.
And then he comes out
with this sicko that eats people, and I'm just like,
it's
how
awesome.
did you do this?
I think it's fantastic.
So I would love to interview him and get into his mind a little bit. But yeah, because of COVID and whatnot, he's in Canberra, and things just have been chaotic. So, and I want to do it in person. I don't want to do a video one. So we're just waiting for that.
For the right time.
For the right time.
It'll come.
Yeah.
I think if I did chat with Colin Hoover, I'd be the same as you. I'd be a stung mullet. I remember sitting there watching one of her lives.
Oh yeah.
And she was picking people out to join the lives, and I'm like, please pick me, and I was so sorry, but I would also not have a clue what to say. I'm like, don't pick me, but then pick me.
I love her lives. Her lives are awesome.
They're so fun. And when she requests people to join the lives and stuff like that, I think it's just fantastic. And she does all her own socials as well.
Yes.
So I'm like, I just love that about her. She doesn't have, an assistant. If she likes a photo or comments on it or something like that, which I have had a few of those moments where I'm like,
fangirl moments.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God. But I know it's actually her.
Yeah.
And not somebody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal for me, is for Jay Krystal to share something in his stories
that
I've shared. I'm like, come on, you do it, because you see
so many
it. He does it with some people, and I'm just like, why not me, please?
I'm exactly the same with Colleen Hoover, especially. I'm like, because I tag her in everything.
Yeah.
I'm always, any stories that I talk about her, I tag her, and I'm like, why won't you share something of mine? I need you to. She's put a love heart on one of my reviews before. That's the only, and she's liked a couple of stories and liked a few things. But other than the love heart, I haven't had any other.
Well, Jay does always like stories. If I tag him something, he always likes it, so I know he's seen it. Yeah, I'm just like, come on, love me.
I'm really cool. People like me.
All right, and that leads into our final question, which is, what author would you want to party with?
Taryn Fisher.
Oh, interesting choice. I think she'd be pretty cool.
I think she'd be an absolute hoot.
I think I would pick Christina and Lauren. I know that's two, but it counts.
I don't really know, like I've read some Christina Lauren, but I don't really know a lot about them, and like I like the books that I've read, but I don't even know if I follow them.
I watched a live with them and who was it? Sarah J. Maas. It was Sarah J. Maas, and they had so much fun. They were drinking like bear claws and getting drunk and having like a great time. And I was like, I want to be a part of this.
Well, if I could duo it, I'd do Tara Fisher and Colleen Hoover because they're friends in real life.
Yeah.
And they look like a lot of fun. And every time I watch Colleen Hoover's with her mum on there, man, I would love to sit down with her mother.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely I would party with Tara Fisher.
Yeah. She wrote The Liars, right?
She did.
Yes. I haven't read that yet. It's on my shelf.
It was good. Yeah. I really liked it. Bit of a mind F.
I like mind Fs. They're great. I saw one person like rip it to shreds.
Oh, wow.
Because they were very, very angry about some of the representation and the way that some of the scenes were done. And I was like really afraid to read it after that because I was like, I don't want to read it after having just read that review because I feel like my thoughts would be changed a little, so I left it on my shelf. And it's been about 6 months since I read that, so like I forget enough of what her issues were. That I'll probably read it now. I've
seen people rip some of the books that I love to shreds, and I'm like, why did you read it? I loved Ugly Love. That was a really, really good book. Did you read it?
Yes, I loved it.
And
broke my heart.
It absolutely tore me to shreds. Ugly Love tore my heart in two. I absolutely love Miles Archer.
Yeah.
Loved him as like his character. And then this girl gets on Goodreads and absolutely tore it to shreds, and I'm like, why did you do that to me, and why did you read it? I don't understand.
That makes me realize I've actually missed a question which I wanted to ask you, which was reviewing books. Like, what is your process, and what do you do when you have to review a book that you particularly didn't like?
Okay. I don't really have a certain process. I pick a song, my song comes to me while I'm reading it though.
I love that you pick a song that goes with it.
There are so many songs out there that relate to books.
I didn't even realise, but every single time I see your review, I instantly just go play the song to be like, does it fit? If it's a book I've read. And 9 times out of 10 it does.
Yeah. After I've read the book, I don't go, what song will fit with that? It just, for some reason in my head, it kind of just pops up, because I like a lot of different music as well. So it just kind of pops up in my head, and I go, that would fit really well with this book. I'm vibing that song while I read this book.
Fair enough.
So that's why I do the song, right?
Yeah.
But then I kind of like, I try to do like a little, blurb from how I've seen it, and then I tell people from my perspective what I liked about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna like it, but this is why I liked it.
Yes.
So
that's what your review is meant to be about.
Exactly. Right? So I don't necessarily agree with people who get on and start slamming writing or anything like that. I like to read reviews also where people put their thoughts on how they've seen it. And I go, Krystal, I've read books that she likes before. Maybe I'll like this because she likes it. And I don't think my reviews are really they're not really intelligent or anything like that. It's just my thoughts.
I keep my reviews really, really minimum. Last year, I did what I like, and I do 3 points. What I didn't like. This year I've done it a little differently. So this year
I've noticed that.
This year I've done I'll do a kind of what's going on in my life, question of the day, and then the reviews at the end, and I'll be this is the title, this is if it's available now, this is the prompt that it was hitting for Pickpong, and then I'll be my thoughts, and I can start even to put what it's about, that might be off Amazon or whatever, underneath it. Because I have a lot of people that'll be oh, this sounds really interesting, or oh, what's this one about? So I've been putting that there so that they can, if they see why I liked it, they can read it, what it's about, and be oh, I definitely want to read this.
It's quite funny because I do put my own little synopsis in when I'm writing my review, but I don't necessarily read synopsises.
Yeah.
I like to go blind with books. I'll read it if I've never heard of the author or anything like that, but yeah, generally, I don't read them. Like, I've just read The Raven Voice.
Yeah.
I didn't have a clue what that was about.
I sometimes will read the synopsis when I'm already halfway through the book.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
And you go, oh, that's right.
Yeah, because I'll be halfway through and I'll read the synopsis just to kind of like re-clarify the connections of characters, or like something that I should maybe be looking out for, or something. Not all the time, but sometimes I'll just read the synopsis halfway through to just be like, reconnect what I'm reading about.
That's a good idea.
So with that being said, let's go pick your book for February. She's going to play Pickpong.
I'm so excited to play this.
And see if she's as bad a thrower as I am.
I haven't played beer pong for a very long time.
So she's going to do as many throws as she needs to get one successful throw, and that prompt is going to be the one she's going to use to pick her February book.
Yes. And I don't put together TBRs, so I'll have one on it now.
Depending on what you pick, if it's a book that I own or I can get access to, I might have to try and fit it on my February Pickpong and we can buddy read it or something. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, we'll get all set up and we'll see what she gets. Okay guys, so she's going to have a go of Pickpong. She's got as many throws as she needs. I'm not going to make her have punishment throws because I'm not cruel. To try and get it into the cups. The first one that she lands in is going to be the prompt she's going to use to pick one of her February reads. I feel like I need to bring this out a bit more. I feel like you're too close. You get too much of an advantage. Hang on.
Imagine if I get it on the first go.
You probably will, knowing my luck. Alright, go.
Am I back far enough?
Probably. I don't think we can get you back any further. Okay, have a go. Yes, I'm not the only one who misses.
Alright. Good luck if you like, whether I read them on those and those. Okay.
Okay, we have a success. Alright, which prompt did you get? Check your cup.
Okay. Bunny read!
So convenient! I know! Alright, what are we buddy reading?
I don't know.
Do we want to go look at my shelf and see if
Yes.
I have any matches?
Let's do that.
We're going to go, hold on. No, this is my entire TBR.
What do you want to read?
I will read anything.
So you're reading The Dry with
Book club.
Book Club. So we'll either go with Fangirl or Clockwork Angel. Actually,
So-
I should pick that.
Fangirl and Clockwork Angel, what we'll do is we will put it to a vote on Instagram and people can decide for us.
Okay. So we'll go with Fangirl
Mm-hmm.
or Clockwork Angel.
I'm like 90% sure everyone's going to pick Clockwork Angel.
Absolutely. I
Which-
know so many of my friends.
I'm not mad about it, but that'll be fine. So we'll put it up on our Instagram and you guys can vote.
Yeah. Exciting.
You! So thanks so much for watching, guys. Thanks, Lareesa, for coming to join us and having some Pickpong fun and talking about all things bookish. Until next time, guys, happy reading.
Bye.